hope to reach the top 20%, but if I happen to be average, I would still like to have a family. I don't want to have a single
You
parent
have
home.
a family. You have 3 children, and you're a high school graduate,
Yes, sir.
and you've been reduced to staying at home with your children. And you came on asking questions about women. You don't need to be doing anything with women. You need to be a monk until you get your stuff together. That means some sort of profession. Because honestly, man, you're not living like a man. You're living like a woman. Effectively, you might as well be on government assistance.
Ooh, damn.
What's the most you ever made per hour?
19 an hour.
The average woman in this country black woman earns $37,000. Effectively, you're a woman.
Damn.
I'm not joking, man. I'm not, and this isn't. I'm not saying this to clown you, but I'm concerned that you came in talking about women, and you got 3 mouths to feed. You can't make any more babies, and you got to get someplace to where you're earning enough money because are you on state-run child support?
No, sir. I take care of my kids.
I don't think you understand. Only thing, all they need to do to screw you up is one of those 2 women put you on child support. Taking care of them or not, it's a punitive measure. And so my point is, you don't need to worry about women. You need to get a profession or 2, and putting in 60 hours a week minimum. You're behind, man. You're really, really, really behind.
Get in your bag, stay in your bag. Get in your bag, stay in your bag. Get in your bag, stay in your bag. I'm talking about get in your bag, stay in your bag. Turn the frequency up.
Are we off the break?
Although I am stuffed with turkey dressing, cranberry sauce, creme brulee, a 7-layer chocolate cake, I'm here. I'm gonna have to put in some serious cardio at the gym because boy did I cheat on my diet. Now I know I said last week that I was gonna take this week off, but I couldn't because some drama went down. Doesn't drama always go down when the family gets together on the holiday? Or is it just my family? So my aunt and uncle had a huge holiday party at their home and everybody was there, including their colleagues and friends. You know, the party was going great. Everybody was getting along, playing games, watching television, laughing, and talking the usual. So when my cousin shows up at the party with her Asian boyfriend, everybody is looking in shock, not because he's Asian, but because he's over 6'5". And he was built like a football player. When I tell you all of my cousin's girlfriends are checking this man out, and half of my cousin's girlfriends are white women. And so that evening became very interesting. Long story short, my cousin's girlfriend shot her shot at my cousin's Asian boyfriend. And so, of course, my cousin became very upset by his girlfriend's behavior, and he had to put her in check. He then asked her to get up and leave, and she looks at him and says no. So me and my cousins, we looked at each other, and then we looked back at him because it was his responsibility to get her under control. Once my cousin gave her that stern look, she got her ass up. You know, when these black men deal with these white women, they have to be strategic because if they don't, guess what? The cops show up and somebody ends up dead. It is what it is. So how does the black man act when the black girlfriend acts up at a family function? He snatches her out the chair and throws her out the house with no consequences. When black men are dealing with black women, they know they got a higher chance of staying alive. But this is the thing about white women that I notice, and I've seen this up close and personal. They don't mind seeing black women with white men or Asian men as long as they're not attracted to them. See, they don't mind you dating the scrawny guy with glasses and he's a reject in the community. They don't mind if you date him. But if you're dating a tall guy who's non-black and he's fine, No, they have a complete problem with that. And I said it in a previous video weeks ago when I said that black women at some point are going to have to fight non-black women for non-black men. And what do you know? It happened at the Thanksgiving party. I don't think we're going to be seeing Barbie at the Christmas party because we having a Christmas party too. But I think I'm going to skip the Christmas party myself because I want to go to a ski resort for Christmas. I don't want to be sitting up in the house watching drama. No, thank you. Now let's move on and talk about the passport bros because I did a video on them and I knew there was going to be some kind of consequence, but I did it anyway. That's how I am. I mean, I'm not getting paid for these videos. I'm doing them for free. So what's the big deal? Well, turns out YouTube took like 4,000 views from that video, which kind of made me proud. Why did it make me proud? Because it let me know I was telling the truth. And I know exactly what I'm talking about. And the truth scares people. And it didn't help that I talked about Kyrie and the Jews as well. So they were like, oh my God, we got to snatch the views from this because we want the black people to stay asleep. You notice a lot of people are dropping like flies because they refuse to accept the truth or they're too naive to see the truth. Anyways, let's move on, shall we? In the next clip, we will play a beautiful Filipino woman who says her and the women in her community would gladly take your trash-ass men. I want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy this clip.
But it's interesting that your reaction is to attack the men who are leaving and tell them that they're losers who aren't good enough to get a woman in the West. Yep, once again, it's the man's fault. And you attack us Asian women too. You call us poor, uneducated, submissive, desperate women who are happy with your table scraps and rejects. But if you truly believed we were getting your leftovers, the men you don't want anyway, then why do you sound so angry and defensive about it and try to shame men for finding happiness here? Wouldn't you be thanking us for taking out your trash? And as for us Filipino women being uneducated, we have the same percentage of college graduates that you do, and what you call submissive is what we call being agreeable. Do I look uneducated, submissive, and desperate to you? Well, guess what? There are millions more like me over here, just waiting to have a shot at making your men happy. You also call us gold diggers and claim that we only want green cards to escape to the promised land. Well, I hate to burst your bubble, but many of us Filipinos are happy to stay right where we are.
You tell them. Get on that plane today, black man, and don't look back. Don't look back. Hey, YouTube, you hear me? You hear me doing this commercial push? Get on that plane. They're waiting for you. Don't look back. Black men, you need to come together, put your money together, and get out of the States. Time out for complaining and crying. And when you get to that foreign land, black man, like she said, don't bring them back to the States. Because if you bring them back to the States and they see that white man got more than you, guess what? They on to the next. Black men are being laughed at. Why? Because you're crying all day over vagina. Crying. As the late Kevin Samuels stated, you got to quit crying and you got to put in the work. So honor what Kevin said. And I don't want to hear about you can't afford it because you all can get together, put your money together, and make it happen. So make it happen. I'm Star. Thank you so much for coming to the channel, and I will talk to you guys next time. Enjoy your weekend. Good night.